Hi, welcome to A Foreigner in the Philippines. Well, what did we do today? We had another full day today. We got off fairly early. We had a lot to do on the hill, just bits and pieces that we need to do. We're trying to spend a little bit of time at home these days. Not always successful, but today we decided that we would really like to go to see Grandma on Grandma's Island. So we chatted to Tracy and Cece and Shannon, and they all thought the idea was great, so off we went, and we picked up the Big Blue at the church, dropped off our groaning little Red, and went in comfort, albeit two-wheel drive, and we went down to the port, and we managed to find someone who would take us around the island, and it was really fun. It was a beautifully calm day on the water, so we had a terrific time. Got lost in the mangroves because we thought it was left instead of right. Well, you know how that is, don't you? And anyway, we finally walked the short distance from where the boat drops us off. The boat drops us off on a dike, which has been put up to facilitate a fish pond. So it's there, and you can walk along. You can walk along and get to Grandma's house. So we went there. We had some money to hand over to Grandma. That's already on the video, so I'm not going to go into that. So we handed that over, and actually, if my memory serves me right, we handed some money over to Grandma, and we handed some money over to the pastor there via Grandma. Grandma had asked for some help in one of our other videos, and she wanted to see if we could get any help to her for instruments in that tiny little church that's over there. Got to explain, if you don't know, that Grandma's Island is a very small island, much smaller than Cebu. Much smaller than Bohol, which is where we live. There are no roads on the island, and so there's no cars, obviously. And everybody gets around on motorcycles. I don't think that they even have any tricycles over there. I just don't think that there's room for it. So when we go there, we try to go around the island so that we're not going into the main area, by which you have to get transport, a motorcycle, to get to Grandma's. So we tend to go around the other way, and that's a very pleasant walk through some very interesting houses and stuff, and you'll see that part of that on the video. Went there, saw Grandma, which is always a fun visit. We went. We only stayed for about an hour because there's not much that we can do, and we have the boat. The captain of the little boat that we take out there is waiting for us at the dike. So off we went back again after we'd handed the money over to the pastor there and to Grandma, and we went back, got the boat, and took the trip home. Always great fun to do that. It's a real pleasure. It's funny, I said to Shannon, Shannon is the friend of Tracy. They worked together for some 7 years, so they know each other very well. And Shannon had been invited over by Tracy to come over and spend a bit of time. So he's been over for, I don't know, 10 days or 2 weeks by the time he leaves. And Tracy wanted to bring him over so that he could see what we did. And if you've been following the recent videos, you will have seen Shannon, and the fact that he was very happy to join in, gain the full experience of being and watching our work, not just watching it, but being part of it. And we did a visit to the Island of Hope, the Village of Hope. Sorry, I'm getting a bit late for me too, 10:30 now. And we did a giveaway in some of the very poor barangays, where you can get rid of a couple of kilos of rice and some canned goods, and Shannon very generously donated, I think it was 20,000 pesos, plus Tracy chipped in for another 1,000 or so, when it meant that we could get an extra bag of rice, which, the way it turned out, we needed it because we gave it away. And it's amazing where people come from. They find out, and they recognize the truck now, because we've been there many times. We've given in those barangays, we've given away mattresses from the Sandman Steve, and we were able to go and see the blind man. And Sandman Steve has now come up with a special project that he wants to do, a special project of kindness. This is an amazing man. Sorry, just is an amazing man. And Steve said that he had noticed two ladies who are their teeth, we're not talking about cosmetic surgery now, we're talking about the teeth are just so grossly out of place, misplaced, growing the wrong way, and they really need help just to maintain a normal, even a normal smile. So there's two. One is a relative of the blind man, and we spoke to her today, and we said, you know, would you like that to happen? And she said, well, I certainly would. I'm sure that's what she said in Visayan. So we're going to try to find a dentist that we can trust to do this now. And the other lady is a very pretty lady. She is the pregnant lady who was going to be thrown out of a house, and she asked us if we could lend, I don't know, give her 3,000 just to buy this very small house. That fell through, and so we ended up building her a tiny house, which was done in the traditional way of posts, like, you know, taken straight from the tree, straightened out, cleaned up, and they used the 4 posts to make a tiny house, which she was so very happy with. So she has also got the 2 molders, not making light of this or trying to be funny or facetious, but they're the fangs that you usually see in a Hollywood movie for Dracula, and they're really excessively large in this pretty face. And Sandman Steve looked at that and said, I'd like to help to change that. So we haven't actually spoken to her yet, but we will see her on Sunday when she goes to church. Actually, we usually pick her up, so we give her the good news then. Well, she may not want it. I can't imagine that would be the case, but who knows? We'll see what happens. So after that, we did a couple of more things. We went and ate a meal at a new place. Well, we'd been there once. Everything was closed. It was like one of those. Taliban was so completely closed. It was as if nothing was open. We were very lucky to find somewhere that we could eat. So, and we did that, and then we went along to the hospital again, and we saw Jessica and made sure that everything was going well there. She looked so much better, back to her pretty self again, because she was unsmiling, which is really unusual. Jessica is one of those that always smiles. So that, and we saw Tag Tag. And Tag Tag, we still don't have any, we don't have a diagnosis, and it doesn't look like anything will happen now until I think after Monday. But we made sure that everything was going well. He's had 1 blood transfusion of 1 platelet or bag or whatever that comes in, pint. But he had some kind of reaction to it, an allergy, and felt itchy all over his body. So they gave him some medication and allowed that to die down, and he will have received the next and last pint of blood tonight. So we will find out what's happened when we check up on him again. Probably I might call in there on Sunday. We'll find out about that and let you know. That's important to us. We're trying to get him back on his feet, and he is already looking better. Both of them looking better. So then after that we were back on the road, went and got home, and we were home by I think by about 4 o'clock. Really unusual. Beth and I have been pretty exhausted of late because all of the days seem to be long days, and so we actually made an effort to get home early. And it does require an effort, because it means that if you're starting out early, you really have to get everything done by just after lunch, because as you know, you can set a time and something else will always turn up. But we did manage to get home by 4 o'clock, and we're trying to do that more often now, so that even though we still continue to work, I still continue to field comments and answer emails and stuff like that. And Beth still continues to edit. Well, tonight at 10 minutes to 9, I told her, you've got 5 minutes and then you are going to bed. And I did my Mr. Brutal, as she says, and even though I gave her 20 minutes, eventually I said, come on honey, you're going to bed. It's now 22:11, I'm just about to wind up. As I say, been reading comments and fielding them, and just did my answering comments video, which you will probably have seen before this one. So it's been what a day on Grandma's Island, and then the rest, as I've said. Thanks for looking in. This is A Foreigner in the Philippines. We're really trying hard to make 13,000. If we can make 13,000 this month, it will mean that we have gained every month. Last 2 months we've gained 1,000 subscribers in 1 month, and that's going to increase exponentially. It's going to increase on increase on increase, and we're just looking at what we may be able to do in order to help people as our mission has evolved. We'd like your help. You can help just by sharing. If you take your favorite video and share, take that, whatever has touched you, share it. That's what happened. That's what happened with one of our other subscribers who came, and he had shown the video to someone, and actually I think it was, if I remember rightly, it was Roger, and was it Scott? Sorry, not always able to remember those names. But anyway, between them they financed a house, which was wonderful. And so you may be sharing to someone who may be looking for a way to help and is tired of not seeing any results when he gives to, say, these very big these very big charities which have colossal overheads, and sometimes as little as 7 or 10% of what people send actually goes to the victims. Well, that doesn't happen with us. If we get some money that is designated by the subscriber to go to a certain project, house, like we're looking now to build a house for Sarah, the blind girl, and we're looking to build house 29 for them. We need funds for that. Boy, if you want to see something really good happen, you know what to do. Thanks for looking in. This is A Foreigner in the Philippines. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. It's been great talking to you, and it's great representing to you if you have contributed in the past and seen something magical happen. It was because of you. You are the real heroes. Thanks for looking in. Bye for now.